All right, so let's go over the Kipping escape. I love the Kipping escape. I just been using it for about a year now, and I'm really starting to teach it to everyone, including the fundamental students and the kids. I think that the Kipping escape is it's not only is it like part of a complete pin escaping uh, repertoire, but it's literally one of the core movements in jujitsu that must be learned. It's up there with shrimps and inversions and bridging and things like that. So let's just look at what I think is one of the most effective ways to kip. So first of all, I'll just show as a solo movement, and I'll talk about common mistakes. So when we kip, I think it's really important to start to get our partner onto one knee. Let's talk about a mounted situation. So if I just turn to the side, this knee is going to come off the floor, and the same thing on this side. So I just do these little bridges. I'm not doing giant bridges like I'm trying to reverse someone. I just want the knee to come off the floor. And then from that position, I'm going to become round by bringing my chin into my knees. My elbows are going to slide up, and I'm going to start my kipping movement. So when we do this move, it's really important to think about guiding our partner over our shoulder. Okay, I'll take him over to one side. If I'm here and he's almost out and I can't quite finish, I start guiding him across to the other side. Okay, common mistakes. A lot of people will push into their own knees. So just understand that when you kip, if your knees are not past your hip line, you can't kip. So if he's pushing my knees away from my body, there is no kip. That's when we're going to go into our knee elbow escapes, our leg trap escapes. But some people cancel their own kipping by pushing their knees away. So they're actually working against each other. Instead, the hands should be guiding overhead as the knees work over the shoulder. Another common mistake, people will kip with their feet lower than their knees. This is no good. We want to have our feet above our knee line, okay? And I'm just keeping my knees and my feet almost tied together. I don't want my feet to be working independent of one another, and I don't want my knees to be open. My knee positioning is going to be very specific. I'm going to bring it right into the middle of Owen's butt, kip, 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 and it's almost just a vibration. Like my feet are like shaking like this. I'm not doing giant kips like this. Small kips, what I find is more effective. Okay, so we're here, and I'm in the mounted position. So first thing is I have to get my hands to the inside, right? If he's on top and my hands are on the outside, I'm just going to do a series of bumps. Let's go chest to chest. I'm just going to do a series of bumps to get my hands into position. Okay. A lot of people will recommend to do hip posting. This is a great grip. The problem with this is my elbows are open. He can punch underhooks here. Okay. So I recommend just going with a standard box frame. That's always what I like to do. And now, if my partner's leaning forward and cross facing, this is the time to start doing a kip. Okay. So what I got to do is I got to do that small series of bridges. You see how his knee came off the floor? So I just do this a couple times just to create uh, misdirection with some kazushi. Now I go here. Now I'm going to bring my knees into his butt. So I'm pulling my knees into his butt. I'm using my core here. At the same time, I'm pulling my chin into my chest, and then I'm just going to kip and bring a knee inside and go to my ashigami. Okay. If let's come down. If he's dropping his hips back, there is no kip. I can't bring my knees forward. He's feeling that the kip is coming, and he goes to a cross face or whatever. Once he goes to a cross face to cancel out my knee elbow, that's when I go back into my kip. So I'm here like this. I start moving him around, and we come in. If he sits his hips back, so maybe I tried to do a kip and he's sitting his hips back, that's when I'm going to bridge. I'm going to start going into leg trap escapes and knee elbow escapes. Okay. So again, we want to make sure the knees are working together. We want to make sure that we can kip over our shoulder. Our body's extremely round, so we can roll backwards over our shoulder. So again, look how this is common. I can't get my elbow inside easily. I can just turn my palm up, slide my elbow to the floor. Now I'm in. So I'm here. I'm just starting to move him. Okay. Now I go in. I kip. Now let's say I start kipping. Just sit your butt down. I'm kipping, kipping, kipping. It's not working. I'm just going to keep going from side to side, over one shoulder into the other. Okay. One more situation there's many situations we can use this, but let's say my partner goes technical mount. So he sees hold on. He sees that a giant knee elbow escape is coming. So he switches. So from here, there will be no knee elbow. There's no knee elbow from here. There's a couple things we can do. Like I've used a reverse shrimp to get my knee in. Against someone who's wedging you, it's very difficult. So we use a side kip, which doesn't look like it does much. But then from here, I start pointing my knees at his tailbone, and we can go in. So just hold this position nice and strong. Okay, he's here. He's holding me down. I'm trying to just create a little bit of movement. Now my knees are going to go to his tailbone here, and then we can go to Ashi, right? So just one more time. Heavy crossface. No, let's go full mount, right? I'm getting crossface here. I'm going to start moving him around a little bit. It's a great way to escape mount and also prevent pins in general. If your back is round, extremely difficult for your partner to pin someone who's got a round back. Try the kipping escape, invest in it. It's very, very useful.